Elizabeth Warren, surging in the polls. The best candidate money can't buy, I'm told. Interesting. Well, Elizabeth Warren has been doing a lot of things that, dare I say, don't come off the most progressive. Including hiring this fella to run her Michigan campaign. Goes by the name of Mike McCollum. He ran, I think, something in the Michigan Democratic Party. Has worked for Barack Obama's campaign and worked for Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016. He also has tweeted some things that kind of make it look a little anti-Bernie. So, do I want to... hold on. Somebody asked Jordan, have you or Joseph ever thought about stealing new equipment or using a stolen credit card? No, we haven't, but nice idea. So I don't want to condemn Elizabeth Warren for hiring like somebody from Hillary Clinton's campaign to run Michigan, which is a state that the Democratic candidate must win back. But it kind of continues to show Elizabeth Warren's willingness to basically bend over backwards for the establishment. It shows a sign, an olive branch, so to speak, of Elizabeth Warren making, kind of like an olive branch to the establishment, which Bernie Sanders would never do. I'm a team player. I'll even bring on old hands of Hillary to my campaign. This isn't somebody to be a volunteer or do social media. It's to run the state of Michigan for her campaign, a pivotal state. So, I just took a little time to go through his past tweets. Nothing, crazy scandalous, but it definitely shows he's not on Bernie's team. That's for sure. This tweet, Tom Watson, if you're on Twitter, kind of a hillbot, sends out a lot of misinformation, hates Bernie with a fire-breathing passion. Tom Watson, I guess, in 2017, tweeted out, Bernie should sell his lake house and move to South Carolina this summer. I tried to see what that tweet was in response, what he was linking to, but that person blocked me, which I take with pride. So Elizabeth Warren's new Michigan campaign manager felt the need to point out that Bernie lost to Hillary by 48 points. Again, he worked on Hillary's campaign in South Carolina in 2016. Amber Tamblyn, one of these Hollywood celebs who don't like Bernie and are very big on identity politics, had tweeted out, no, the Democratic Party belongs to the unprecedented number of women who ran this year and are winning, reshaping not just its values, but its representation. Fuck this erasure of the hard work women have put in to be seen and heard in politics in response to an article, the Democratic Party now belongs to Bernie. And Elizabeth Warren's new state director, did not like that and felt the need to retweet Amber Tamblyn. Let's move on. Oh, hold on. Here we have, he tweeted out, so proud to have been on this team with him as well as some other people and the talented 11 others who led us to a 48-point victory for Hillary Clinton. He pointed out, which I find very, very interesting, Hillary was just in an uphill battle in South Carolina. She only had 2 officers and 14 staffers versus Bernie's 240 staffers and 10 offices. Does this guy want us to believe that Hillary Clinton was an underdog to Bernie Sanders in South Carolina? Because I could tell you, in South Carolina, because I was there before the primary in 2016, you want to know why he had so many staffers? Because nobody in South Carolina knew who the hell Bernard Sanders was. So this guy seems to, there's a little bit of a pattern of hostility against Bernie Sanders and kind of a lasting love for Hillary Clinton. He also, this doesn't show that he retweeted it, but he retweeted this tweet From Dave Weigel of the Washington Post, the main Bernie program kicks off with the Beatles Revolution, which is about being skeptical of people who call for a revolution. Yeah, I guess Dave Weigel kind of talking about being skeptical of people like Bernie who call for a revolution, and Mr. Mike McCollum retweeted that. So we have several tweets going after Bernie, several tweets going after or mad that articles were saying the Democratic Party belongs to Bernie. Then you have Mike, talking up and supporting that working class hero, Pete Buttigieg. Such a working class hero who tweeted out, "We in the Democratic Party are making this harder than it has to be. Our message isn't complicated. We exist to protect ordinary people. Y'all listen to Mayor Pete," Elizabeth Warren's new Michigan state director said. I guess the people that Mayor Pete is talking about protecting, I'm sure he was talking about those people when he was having sandwiches on Wall Street this summer. You remember that story? Mayor Pete was meeting with Wall Street bankers on Wall Street and had sandwiches with them. Or the gross, I think he did 50 private fundraisers with financial people in not this recent quarter, but the last one. That fighter, Pete Buttigieg, for ordinary working people. Ugh, gotta retweet him. But then, not to be outdone, Mike tweeted the bastion, the guardian of progressive values, Tom Perez, who said, in America, a person's value isn't determined by their language, skills, or skin color. This isn't what makes America great. In fairness, I agree with Tom Perez in this tweet going after President Trump. Not a hard thing to go against President Trump, but this is the same Tom Perez who very quickly, upon becoming DNC chair, reversed the DNC's ban on taking fossil fuel money. This is the same Tom Perez who has not at all curtailed the DNC's taking money from lobbyists, which they said they would stop doing that. So this guy is sharing Tom Perez, Pete Buttigieg. I'd only stopped at his Twitter. I couldn't go past 2017, so God knows what he said about Bernie Sanders during the 2016 campaign. I couldn't get past 2017. For some reason, it just said, "You've reached the bottom, go back to the top." Fix that, Twitter. So, listen, there might be some people who say, "Jordan, stop with you're nitpicking here. It's just her campaign manager in the pivotal state of Michigan." But dare I say, I think that it's very problematic if Elizabeth Warren is talking about she's against corruption. If Elizabeth Warren is talking about we need to, curtail lobbyists, we need to stop the huge influence of lobbyists, of big donors, of all the revolving door, but recently she's talking behind the scenes with Hillary Clinton. Recently, reports that she's going around the country having hot tea with the leaders of the Democratic Party establishment. Now she's hiring Hillary Clinton veterans to run key states for her. This is not just about bad decision making, because why would you want to hire the people from the losing campaign who lost to an orange orangutan to run Michigan? Maybe this guy's good, maybe he's not, but wouldn't you want somebody from a campaign that maybe has learned some different lessons? Putting that aside, to me, what Elizabeth Warren is doing, she's giving off signals. She's giving off signals to those donors that are still with Biden. I'm a team player. I'll play ball with you. I got to do what I got to do to win the primary. I got to talk the talk. I got to say what I got to say. I got to kind of pretend that I'm for Medicare for all this. But I'll be there in the end. There's no revolution coming. Yes, I might do some things around the edges. You might not have as big a tax cut. You might have to pay a little bit more, but you'll be fine. Wink, wink. I mean, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. And, what bothers me is, listen, I don't think in her heart she is Hillary Clinton. I don't think she's as bad as Hillary Clinton. I don't think she's as bad as Joe Biden. I don't think she's as bad as Kamala Harris. I think she truly, genuinely, in her mind and heart, believes There needs to be tighter regulation on Wall Street. I think she truly believes that the rich have gotten away with murder and we need to take some of that stuff away. But the problem is she has made a political calculation that is not only unethical, but it's bad strategy. Why are you basically borrowing the strategy that Hillary Clinton used? Hillary Clinton was still satisfying her donors while like kind of placating and pretending that she would do some progressive things. The strategy why Donald Trump won is because he went against the Republican Party. He went against the establishment. Of course, he was totally full of shit. We know this. But going against the establishment is a winning strategy because the current president did it. People, both on the left and the right, hate both parties. So why Elizabeth Warren is making a political calculation that if she does what she needs to do to be signal I'm a team player, that she'll get all that money in the general, and her team is probably telling her we're going to need to take all this special interest money because Trump and the RNC have raised, I think it's close to $200 million at this point. So we need that money. Hillary Clinton outspent Donald Trump 2-1. She lost. Sure, she won the popular vote, but unfortunately, that's not how we vote, or that's not how elections are counted. So you could have all the money in the world. I got news for you. Joe Crowley outspent Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez by a lot. She won. There are more campaigns now where upsets are happening. Money does not equal victory. Sometimes on a local level, yes, but on a grander scale, Elizabeth Warren, if she ran, I'm for Bernie Sanders, so I don't want her to be the nominee. At this point, I don't think she's going to be the nominee, but she's making a strategy that is going to come back to bite her in the behind if she were the nominee. And she's going to have a hard time rallying, if she is the nominee, supporters of Bernie Sanders, because this is kind of coming off like Clinton 2.0. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.